Okay, I guess relative equal highs. 15-minute fair value gap. SMT relative equal lows with these fair value gap right there. I'll see how this is treated. Yeah, so barely any opening range. There's also news at 10 or at 9:45. So I'm gonna wait for that. Let me make sure that block set is on. I feel like today might be just an inside range day. And next week, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of movement in honor of this big wick. I really need a new chart because this is outrageous. It's outrageous. I guess the monthly is bullish, and that is good retracement. Intraday, probably just look for some small scalp after opposing liquidity is taken. Enter like smart money. Yeah. We have this high here and then this here. If we do break above this high on that wick right there. Definitely need to take care of some wicks here. In here. Dang, I'm sad how much this thing shrunk. We have this wick here. Closed below, came back. See if we close below it or not. If we respect it. Fair value gap. We have a slight SMT. Slight SMT. Also, very nice relative equal lows. You're doing good. And just keep at it. We're below this gap. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing these highs taken out and then reject this and go lower into here, into these lows. So yeah, let's see what the 9:30 opening bells gives us, and then 9:45. We'll wait until 10. So we got some time to think it out and see where it's most likely to go. Yeah, inside day, likely to be a consolidation. We can see it dropping in here. As long as it's around this point and the new day opening gap, I'm not interested. I need to stretch this bad boy. I would have liked to seen a drop in that fair value gap, but we did take out a lot of the lows, and we didn't make an SMT, so it could probably go high from here, but I want you to see this. The gap has already been filled. Right now we have an SMT, but it's not sustained, and we have these highs in reach. So, yeah, maybe I like that into a dip down here. We have a lot of relative equal lows there. I would like that to see taken out. Whichever's first, then the other will occur. So if this is first, and I would like to see it drop in here. This is first, and I would like to see it go up here. So we barely made a relative equal high with this. Closed above, came down back to 50. I'd like to see it go up from here now. Yeah, that's good. I'd like to see it go from here though. That's beautiful. I haven't really seen much of the 930 gap in the 915 second gap, but that's a first. Yes, most likely gonna take it out right now. Gonna push through. You don't want to see it go. Yeah, that's a good stopping point. I like that. Yes, took out the high. There's one more. Interesting. I'd like to see it pierce that now. Looks like NQ's going as well. NQ took it. ES still hasn't taken out the second one, which I'm surprised. I generally don't like that. It makes no sense, but it should go from here. Kind of line in the sand if it's wants to go and doesn't want to wait around. Should pop right through it. Should still do it. Not ideal, but It's still probably gonna do it. Back into this wick. Slight 1 minute SMT if it takes out the high now. Should go from here. Interesting. I don't think it's gonna close below, but it can. I just don't think it will. Not right now, at least. It did. You want to see this be inversion now? Doesn't even have time for that. This is my target for AM session. Yeah, I don't know if I would buy that or not, but that's where you would want to see it. You wouldn't want to see the whole fair value gap filled, especially since, yeah, I guess that wick is good though, the CE. But right now in this candle, you would want to see close lower and ES close through that. That would be ideal. There's also a fair value gap here. I would sell that if one of them went in there, but the other didn't. Like that. It's beautiful, actually. Should be a straight shot to these lows now. And because it didn't take out this high or this, I would like it to go to below these lows by 9:45 and then reverse go higher, take out that high. So ES, not really in the mood for much. As expected though. And now it's going to take out that high. Boom. Takes it out. That's a good short. But it fills this whole thing. So not a good short. Yeah, I'm not interested in taking a trade until 9:45. It could go higher for sure. You have this right here as well. Daily high could make a daily SMT. ES is going strong as heck. From where? Yeah, I guess as soon as you see that, it closes above and the consequent grocery too. We do have an SMT now, but ES has a target right here. And with that being taken place, I would like to see it reverse from here and take out other liquidity. Beautiful SMT. And yeah, that's what I would like to see. With this being as an inversion fair value gap, or actually, we'll just wait. The highest fair value gap to be as an inversion fair value gap and short that. Yeah. So it was unfinished business. That's why it failed. We could definitely go there. Yeah. We do have a daily SMT now. And this daily wick. So I'd like to see how it reacts around this daily wick. If it closes above it, especially on the 15-minute. And we could maybe just pump. I do like these lows though in this, but it definitely doesn't have to go there. It's bullish. It's bullish. I would like to see it just keep rocketing from here, given that we do have a slight 1 hour SMT. And the body's closed nicely at the 4 hour wick like that. So we'll see what the 9 a.m. news gives us. I would like that as a short, maybe. If you're well versed, that would be a good short. As a reversal, this could be a reversal fair value gap. That's what you want to see, anyways. If it is going to go lower, that is a good point to stop, though. And we got one more candle until 9:45. Yeah, I love these relative equal lows. And to here we have, if I just catch it from here, that's all. I don't need anything more than that. Possible SMT here before the 9:45 news. Yeah, I would short that. If I was like in my prime, I would be a seller right here. For sure, I would be selling. And I guess I was wrong. I do like this as a short though, I can't lie. No fair value gap. Fair value gap here though. Looks like NQ is gonna take out this high though. I guess that is an SMT because it goes into this candle. Oh yeah, and this one. That would be a good ad. Or right now you just want to see all the up close candles support until this point, I guess. And definitely, if it's bullish, I would not want it to retrace anymore. I want it to just keep going from here. But if it is bearish, this is my target. But I don't want to force that opinion. As long as the daily is kept, I can see that happening today. Unfortunately, no gaps here, but we do have gaps here. If this was turn inversion, I would keep an eye on that. For higher, yeah, for higher prices, supported here, supported, and you'd want to see it go up from here. This right here, I'm looking for, I like this. Very big gap, very big volume imbalance. 2 points, 2.5 points. For reversal, I'm looking for any kind of SMT and a use of an inversion gap, and maybe like 2 up close candles to form here. But it could just keep pressing higher, and I would not be a part of this. I could totally see that. I'm not ignorant or naive to that point of view. I can totally see it just start pumping today and go all the way in here and fill all this all up. But it's also possible it can reverse, and it's not closed above this, and if it closes below it, that's when I would short. As long as it's above it, you'd want to see it, maybe it could touch down. You don't want to see it touch again though. You'd want to see it stay up here and go now. But truth be told, if it closes below here, I'm going to be a seller. Oh, I didn't know that was 15 seconds. Yeah, I think that we have topped for the AM session. And if it goes below this, comes back in here, I'd like to short that. Five-minute fair value gap, you want to see it be inversion as well. Pig candle. Yep. It's the way she goes sometimes. Can't catch them all. Definitely don't want to chase it though. I'm glad I did not get in out of a temptation down here. And this is interesting actually. Don't know what to think of this really. Don't really like it. If we do get one to go in here and the other not to, then I would short that. But if not, I would wait for more information. I kind of like that as a short though. I'm gonna be patient though because it could easily stop me out. If I had a large stop, a 30-point stop, I would have entered in this portion of the wick and rated down to here. If it comes in here, I might short. Okay, nope. It's a bit ugly for my liking. Yeah, it's a bit ugly. It's definitely not as precise as it should be if it wanted to go down there quickly. Five-minute is gonna close down like this, which is not that pretty. I did engulf this entire one, but based on how the 5-minute is, 1 hour, I could see it going in here, then going lower. So I might be waiting for that. 4 hour would love to see it close below that high, and then that would be a good sign for me. I'm glad I waited. I'm gonna go take a little crapathy. If it were to go, it would go now, and it would go now without any stop, any hesitation. But I don't think it will. I may be wrong though. And I guarantee you that you, with $1 million right now, you with whatever, it's not going to change anything. Your mind needs to change, and this is exactly it. If it makes another SMT, I guess, but I really would have loved to see it close below there on the 4 hour. If it doesn't, I'd be more inclined to these, and I don't really see the point in going down anymore. but we have left a whole lot of lows, and these are just so, actually they have been pierced, but these are so clean. All of these here are so clean. So that's why I don't think I would be comfortable longing it. It is a good return. Filled up this fair value gap though. Not a beautiful 15-minute gap. Would love to see. I like this candle. I don't like ES's. But we shall see. We got 2 minutes. Kind of. I wouldn't say choppy, but I would say sloppy. Long wicks. Not that many fair value gaps. Just not really respecting PDRAs as much. And yeah. It's been just large, and it hasn't been, detail oriented. Just been all over the place. Could definitely see this as a shorting opportunity, regardless of the close. Yeah. So also can see it go higher here, so I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt. Maybe I just won't even trade today at all, because what I'm waiting for is a quality setup, and if that doesn't form, or if I miss it, then I miss it, and that's it. It's not the end of the world. It's not deep. It's not anything. I just keep showing up and keep doing what I'm doing, and the results will follow. I follow my model. I follow my rules, and as long as I do that, there is victory. There is, there's victory. So that's what I'm gonna submit to. Not that big at all. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just not delighted by this. 15-minute, don't forget about this bad boy. This with this. I guess for shorting, if it were good to get below here, use that and go, or here, I would short into there. I would have liked to seen that. So far, still bullish because all it's done is go into here. Just not that favorable though. Definitely not that favorable. If it went down from here, I would love to see that SMT form is all I'm saying. That's what I would like to see. We also have this high here that's not very far away. And I could see that happening too. So very both sided framework, not very high probability. So is this a market that you want to trade? And you have to be honest, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to form criteria, and the criteria right now is if it makes an SMT right now, then I'll look for a short. If it goes higher, I am not interested in participating, and that is a hard pill for me to swallow, but it must be done because I don't need to be part of every move. I don't need to win in every trade. I don't need to catch every single fluctuation in price. What I'm doing is I want to determine the highest probability, I want to have low resistance liquidity runs, and this is just not showing me any of that. But I did frame the market, and I said if it makes an SMT, I'll look for a short. If it goes below without an SMT made, I'm also going to sit on my hands because I don't trust it as much without the SMT. I really don't. I could have tried to chase it in here. Oh, it's going. There's no SMT though. Oh yeah, it just moved 40 handles, so it has to go now. But that's not my model. That's chasing price. You need to act like smart money. And I believe that this is how it's done. Who has been winning? Not many today. Not many. Which is why I would favor, because ES longs has been winning, I would favor a run above these and then go lower. But if we don't see that happening, then we don't see it happening. And like I said, if it runs, it shall run, and I will not be a part of it. Because I just don't like this price action. I just don't find it favorable. I don't find it sexy. I don't find it, if there was an SMT, if it went back into here, I would have shorted that. It's just not appetizing to me. And it's still probably gonna move. It's still gonna go up or down. It's probably not gonna stay in the range the whole day, but we did have that daily SMT, so shorts are on. But I wanted to see a lower time frame SMT. And without that lower time frame SMT, I just don't trust it. Like here, it should be shredded through the 930 gap by now. I'll be frustrated right now if it didn't close below. It should close below. Like, why would it just stop at the 50%? And you got 3 more seconds to show me that it wants to, but look, I would be frustrated. I would say, I want it, okay. I would like it to see it touch here, and then it could go. Where it's also most likely just going to take out these two lows and go. And then go again, then taking them out later, then go up here, and then the very, very messy, and how do I say it? I want to find a way to describe this market condition. It's not just messy. It's like it doesn't pay attention to detail. When it goes, it just goes. When it just not, it doesn't make up its mind. Then it makes up its mind. It goes. It doesn't really give you any sort of comfort that it's gonna go or not, even after it has been going. You're not at ease. See, it was down there the whole time. Look, it was down there the whole time. And then it closes higher, and you're like, okay, that's unfortunate. You see this fair value gap get filled up, this one get filled up. Okay, why do we have 3 relative equal lows here and 2 here if we're not going to take them? What's the purpose of this? Okay, I'd like to see it stay below that fair value gap because ES has entered in there. That would be a good short. Okay, now I'm like, oh, we're back on, and most likely it's going to just end up here by the end of this candle. So yeah, it's just not the best conditions. And it was easily recognized by the lack of opening range gap, by the lack of movement in the 945, by the inside range consolidation, by the failure to take these lows, by the, failure to go up here. It's just not been what you want it to be like. And I just don't think that, I think you'd be naive to think that when you get into a trade, it's going to just go right to your target. It's probably going to act like this and not. This has still been bearish, this run. It came into here, and Q didn't, and that's what I said. You want to see it? Perfect use of consequent encroachment here. And now it should run. And that is just disgusting. You want to see it close low. I want this candle to just go all the way down there in one candle. That's how, like, if it was bearish, that's exactly what it would do. If it was favorable, low resistance, high probability market, that's exactly what it would have done. There's no reason for it to go up here again if it's really bearish. And that's why it's just a slower market. The 15 1 hour is going to look nice, but if you go down on the 1 minute, it's going to be like, what is happening? And you just have constantly, okay, range, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low, lower high, range, low, lower high, higher low. Okay, is it gonna go? Is it not? And I feel at peace right now. I am break even for the week. I don't want to do something stupid, especially in unfavorable market conditions. My model hasn't even formed. Yes, I think it's gonna go. Okay, we closed there. Now it should go. But it just takes out one. This should have been like butter, like just a straight like that. And we still got it. But honestly, I don't even see it going through here anymore. Because we just went into the 15-minute fair value gap. Like, it's just not favorable. I do like the fact that it closed with the bodies below this 15-minute. That actually is good. And that is good, actually. It touched it one more time. And actually, I missed that. But I'm not mad I missed that at all. But I'm not saying I have to be in it. We come in. That's actually good. That's a good signature. 815 to 88. And then boom. That was actually really good. I like that a lot, actually. And that is just like the 15-minute, down 90 points. And yeah, actually it was pretty solid. It was pretty solid, actually. Yeah, ever since this, it was good. You have the signature there. Use of the consequent encroachment here. I didn't see the bodies until they were here. I'm like, oh, bodies closed. Oh, that was good, actually. That was good because that's the 15-minute. That's beautiful. And ES did the same thing, so that's actually a really good short. Now we have an SMT here with relative equal highs above here and this here. I don't want to do anything stupid though. And this could be my model, but I just, I don't know. This was actually a really good short though. I actually very much enjoyed this. Because I saw that signature form, but I still wasn't convinced. But I didn't realize this, and now that I'm seeing that was actually really good. And yeah, it did it perfectly. It just came back and touched again. No problem. That's expected in a market like this. Came back, touched the top of the order block. And then 805 took out 794, 10 points, 13 points, 15 points, and 40 points. So actually pretty good. That was actually a good setup, given the price action. That was actually, I actually like that. That was actually clean. Um, So I guess this is what it feels like, I feel very full still. I don't feel like I missed out on anything. It still went to my target. It did give me an SMT actually, because this is that SMT. Um, it doesn't need to do that because we had the daily SMT, then this. So that was actually my model. I just I failed to see it. I saw it, but I failed to be convicted by it. And it doesn't like that's not a bad thing, This is what it means to my whole goal is, to increase, grow, keep reading price action. And I saw my model form in what looked like unfavorable price action, but it was actually still really clean with zero drawdown. If you get in here, if you get in there, zero drawdown. Um, and it went to my target. I don't need anything more than that. Actually, a beautiful trade has formed. Now, I would say I would want it to go here, but I am rather wary of it. And I do feel the inclination that I want to take a trade. And I don't know if that's the wise thing to do or not. I think that would be a good addition right there. Right there. I just if I'm being honest, I don't really trust it right now. And I don't want to do that to myself. I don't want to put myself in a market that I don't trust. This is where smart money would add if it is a bullish order block in the making. But yeah. And the model formed after 10 a.m. That was actually a really good formation. I love my model so much. That was really good actually. Um, and we have my model potentially forming again here with this SMT. Uh, yeah. Let's zoom out though. Still a very much inside day for NQ, and I think it's going to continue to be that. With the daily SMT, I don't think that the indices are going to go higher anymore. I think this could have been our top. And I think we might just continue to go lower relative equal lows here and here in ES. It may gravitate toward this low because that is a very smooth low. So if you were to ask me, yes, I think it would just keep going lower today. But still end as an inside day. Yeah. But I can also see it just coming back into this big range we've created. Not even that big, 130-point range. Just kind of be a messy day. I could totally see that as well. And I think the growth here is incredible because the growth and understanding and acceptance and real feeling good about not having to take a trade every day. Because zero is better than negative, and why would I put myself in unfavorable markets just to try and be green? Because I don't need to be green every day. In the future, take 3 setups a week. That's what? 3 setups a week at regular leverage or at your maximum leverage 3% is 3 setups is around 900 for 500, 5,000. It's around 18%. 18% of your account in a week. That is immense. Just for 3 times a week. Um, And that's minimum. It's minimum. So I would have loved to see it go lower. But since it didn't, I think it's going to stay in that range. I want to tell myself that I shouldn't trade today because I don't think that the PM session is going to be that active as well. So if somehow price becomes very clean, I will maybe look into it, but as long as we're in a range, I'm not interested in trading in the range because I'm not comfortable with that and I don't want to do it with real money, maybe with paper trading, but this has been a good day. Not all morning sessions are going to be low resistance liquidity runs. We did have a great learning experience here with the bodies. That's exactly what you said. We closed below it. So I was kind of stuck in my head that we need to see the SMT for a short. But that's not true because we had the daily SMT. This makes it show us that we're failing to go higher. Close below the 15-minute. Okay, you want to see it? Yes. The other thing, okay, this wick right here, this order block right here, or another order block forms where this order block was, we stay below the 50%. We stay below the wick here and here. We come wicking it one more time. If you don't trust it, once we wick like that, you're just in there. In there. As soon as that happens, you're in there. 804 to 825, that's 20 points. But if you want to get in there, boom, that's a perfect entry. And then you write it down to your target. So now we've hit both targets. We've hit the high for ES and we've hit the low for NQ. So I've hit both objectives for the day and it played out exactly as I planned. And just because I didn't capitalize doesn't mean that it was a bad day. This was actually a really, really good day. I still saw my model form in unfavorable conditions, and I stayed true to what I felt, and I didn't see the. I guess I didn't see the. I didn't see my model form. I saw it, but just the SMT wasn't enough for me. But the line, coupled with the SMT, coupled with the body staying below, with it just tapping it, staying below here, with these all relative equal lows, that is a much more high probability. So it was a good day. I think that as long as I keep doing this, if I just keep doing how I was acting this session, great things will come. And the thing that I want to meditate on more is I am going to be profitable consistently too. And if I really am who I say I am, I'm going to be making so much money. So, just embrace it because you do deserve it. You are worthy of receiving. So just be open to that. Embrace it. And just keep going forward. You're doing great. Because think about it, you are gonna be consistently profitable. You are gonna have more winning trade than losing trades. You are gonna be one shot, one kill, guru, master, one shot, one kill, even 2 times a week. That's what? Each trade 3, 6, 12% of your account. That's 12% of your account. And it only, every $1,000 you make $60 more per trade. And you're gonna get out of drawdown. Like the money will come. then the money will come. That's not a problem. You you just have to act like how you would act when you have $1 million. You're still gonna look at the ticks. You're not gonna look at the money value. You're still gonna, not trade in unfavorable market conditions. You're not gonna trade every day. You're gonna trade only when your model set is formed. You're gonna trade when your rules are in alignment. Um, you're gonna trade when it's high probability, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. Consolidates at this low here at the top. Now we come back. Okay, very quick. Maybe we just took out these lows and now we're gonna come back in this range. I'm pretty much done for the AM session here, but I just want to soak in the mental state of success. Soak, yeah, because that is what type of trader I am. I have to really just understand that I'm going to be consistently profitable, consistently green. Um, I'm literally there's gonna be a point in my life where I probably won't have a losing trade. I won't be surprised, um, if I go months without a losing trade. If I do what I did today, where I recognize low probability market conditions, um, and then I don't trade it, where I just recognize high probability market conditions, I wait for my model and I follow my rules, I don't need to have a losing trade ever again. So I approached today's session perfectly. I saw my model form. Doesn't mean I need to capitalize on it every time it forms. Doesn't mean, I'm right now more prone to just go in the next session and trade just because I saw my model form and I didn't. So I'm gonna make it right now. I'm not gonna trade today because it's Friday. Um, and I am full. I am full. I am I am accepting and I am totally aware that I don't need to trade. I understand that I don't need to trade every day. The trading doesn't make me profitable. It's how I act. It's obviously these past month I have called the market, you know, maybe not the daily candles, but every session I've been in here and I've been calling it. And I just did. I did exactly how ICT would. Um, But the thing is, I haven't been profitable, and that is on me. So, how I acted today is exactly how, you know, this is exactly how I imagine it. This is exactly how I imagine it because in the future, I'm not going to be trading every day. I have to, in the future, once I recognize this, you know what? I'm just going to turn the charts off. I had a green day yesterday. It's the first day of the week. I don't need to be profitable today. I just don't like how the market is right now. It seems fickle to me, but if it moves and if it has a great 500-point move, you know what? You can go without me. I'm not missing out on anything because it all comes together so wonderfully woven, so wonderfully. It's like a perfect circle. It's like it all comes together because I'm not mad. I didn't miss anything today because if this repeats, this repeats, this repeats, this repeats, and it's only increasing. Right now it's one shot, one kill, but who says in the future it's not going to be trading the AM session, the morning session, the lunch macro, the PM session, the Asian session? You know, who am I to say what's going to be the future? Right now I have to submit to um, my rules and my model right now. And whatever I tell myself when I'm level headed, okay, my rules right now is one shot, one kill. Is I have one model. I'm trading once a day. I have these rules. But my rules can change. My model can change. I can hold for longer. Like, it's about putting money on the table, but also growing. And growing is realizing that you don't have to trade every day and accepting that with a full heart and stomach and attitude. And that is permissible because it's a repeatable pattern, and you don't need to trade in a high resistance liquidity run, in whatever seek and destroy, in you know in unfavorable market conditions. There's no point putting yourself through that. Once you recognize it, you either go, in the future I can just go lower leverage. But right now, this this is exactly how I should be acting. I am full. I am full. It doesn't matter, you know, just you could, like, you don't have to be so hard on yourself right now, because it's an interesting thing, because I totally understand ICT's point of view with, you're 18 now. You got to provide for yourself. You got to see how it is to live in the real world. Um, See, I think that it's gonna go substantially lower today. We might even close at like 2400, 2300. Um, yeah, that's a crazy candle. Um, and it's always these days, It's like everyone's like, oh, but look, I told you, it's the 15 minutes that's clean, and the 1 minute is not. Due to swing into a daily SMT accumulation, reaccumulation, low risk sell model, 100 points from there. Hour looks very clean, so I would not be surprised if I saw it all the way down here. I would also not be surprised if it was just an inside day. It was a very large range yesterday. What I was saying though is, I guess I don't know what it's like to be a parent, but ICT makes his son go to work and see how it is to live in the real world. And I would make my son do that. And if I, like, it's one thing to understand it, but it's another thing to experience it. And this month, I have experienced it. It's not that I'm stingy, but I'm far more, far more careful and attent with the money that I'm spending. I realize that it's expensive living, and I'm not even paying rent, and it's expensive because there's so many external factors. Okay, you just technically I should just be buying food and gas, but then there's people's birthdays, there's taking out Chris to dinner, there's uh I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I thought you were staying at school. Did you do well? Bro, you gotta take this fucking out and just like disable it. Next time you're going for an hour and a half, wake me up. So I'm gonna stop the stream here for